good hello, code wizards. Welcome back to the Mastermind series. Let's have a quick recap. In part 2, we covered secret code generation, row checking mechanism, row feedback mechanism, and moving on to the next row. In this part, we'll be diving deeper into the game mechanics. We will be working on smoother row changing mechanism, displaying row feedback using red and white pegs, creating a you win, you lose screen according to the rules of the game. Now let's jump into action and bring our game to life. This is the new sprite we'll be using called the feedback pegs, with costumes of red pegs labeled 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4 and costumes of white pegs labeled 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Also has two additional costumes of you win and you lose screens. We'll first polish some code in the check button sprite. In this code stack, let's remove if mouse down, then we'll go to controls, if block, place it beneath this. From operators, take the block and from sensing, take the block in the first cell if touching mouse pointer and in the second cell, mouse down. So if touching mouse pointer and mouse down in the check button sprite, broadcast a new message called button clicked. OK. Now from controls, take wait for 5 seconds or any value you find sufficient. Now, when I receive button clicked, we'll use the block that we created before, the custom block called check, broadcast a new message called next row. Don't forget to add from variables change current row by 1. So now we have smooth row changing mechanism. Make sure to get the pen extension for this project. When the flag is clicked, erase all from the pen extension. And from looks, take the block, hide. Now we'll start with the code of the feedback pegs. When the flag is clicked, erase all from the pen extension. From looks, take the block, hide. And from events, take the block when I receive button clicked, wait for 0.1 seconds. If else block from controls, and from operators, take the equals to sign and in the first cell the negative sign. In the first cell of the negative sign, if current row minus 1 is equals to 1, that means if row number is 2, then set y to negative 180. Now duplicate this and put it beneath else. If current row minus 1 is equals to 2, then set y to negative 90. Now duplicate this again and put it beneath else. If current row minus 1 is equals to 3, then set y to negative 55. Else, if current row minus 1 is equals to 4, then set y to negative 20. Now continue this process. Duplicate this, put it beneath else. If current row minus 1 is equals to 5, then set y to 20. If current row minus 1 is equals to 6, then set y to 55. One last time, if current row minus 6 is equals to 7, then set y to 90. And else, we'll take the if block from controls. The last one, if current row minus 1 is equals to 8, then set y to 130. Now we'll create a new custom block called assign feedback pegs. Make sure to run without screen refresh. Okay. Now first use this block, assign feedback pegs. Now we'll define this. In order to define assign feedback pegs, go to looks, take the block show. Now set size to 70% or any size that you find suitable for your feedback peg sprite. Make a new variable called red checker peg for this sprite only, another variable called white checker peg for this sprite only again, and a third variable called repeat for this sprite only. Okay. Now from variables, take the block set red checker peg to 0. Duplicate this same for set white checker peg to 0, and the third variable set repeat to 1. Now from controls, we will take the block repeat, and from variables, in the list section, we will take the block repeat length of row feedback list, and in events, we will take the block if from operators contains block, and in the first cell from lists item 1 of core, and we'll change it to item repeat from variables of row feedback list. So if item repeat of row feedback list contains white in all caps, since it is case sensitive, then change white checker peg variable by 1. So it will count the number of white checker pegs. If item repeat of row feedback contains red, then change red checker peg by 1. Same for the red checker peg. Now beneath these, change repeat by 1 in order to create a loop effect. Now from motions, take the block set x to -95, and from controls, take the if block operators equals to sign. In the first cell, if white checker peg is equals to 0, then from looks, switch costume to W0, that is the costume of white checker peg labeled as 0, and stamp from the pen extension. Now duplicate this and put it beneath it. If white checker peg is equals to 1, switch costume to 1 and stamp. We'll do the same for 2, 3 and 4. So if white checker peg is equals to 2, then switch costume to W2, stamp. If white checker peg is equals to 3, then switch costume to W3 and stamp. Duplicate once again. If white checker peg is equals to 4, then switch costume to W4 and stamp. Now from motions, take the block set x to 95. Duplicate the whole thing and put it beneath. If red checker peg is equals to 0, then switch costume to R0. Same for 1, 2, 3 and 4. If red checker peg is equals to 1, then switch costume to R1. If red checker peg is equals to 2, switch costume to R2. If red checker peg is equals to 3, switch costume to R3. And finally, if red checker peg is equals to 4, switch costume to R4. That means all colors are correct and placed correctly as well. Broadcast a new message here, you win. Now another condition. So we'll take the if block beneath this. If red checker peg is equals to 9, change the variable to current row. So if current row equals to 9, then broadcast a new message called "You lose" since he crossed the limit of rows. Hide from looks. Now from events, take the block "When I receive, you win." We'll create a "You win" screen effect. Wait for 1 second. Go to X0 and Y0, that is to the center of the screen. Go to front layer. Show. Set size to 100% and switch costume to "You win." Now from events, take the repeat block, repeat for 25 times. Change ghost effect by -4 and clear graphic effects. Don't forget to set ghost effect to 100 in the beginning. Same for "You lose." Now let's check out the project so far. As you can see, you can select the color of your choice and place it in the row. After completing a row, you can check it out. You'll be assigned respective feedback pegs of red and white color. The whites indicate that the color is correct but the position isn't correct, while the reds indicate the color as well as the position is correct. As you can see, if you run out of attempts, you lose. And on the other hand, if you guess the correct code within the given attempts, you win. So that's it for part 3. If you liked the project, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. For more such videos, don't forget to turn on the notification bell. Bye, meet you next time.